A marathon is a total of 26.2 miles, which is hard on its own. But how about doing the race up one of the highest mountains in the world? Well, that's exactly what two Gulf County women did this month.
Lydia Miles and Mary Holly love to run, but not in your typical race. They're ultra marathon runners from Wewahitchka who find the most interesting places to compete.
So we actually did Machu Picchu about 5 years ago, and the same race director puts on a race in Kilimanjaro. I was like, well, you know what, let's try that one. So it's really been in the works for about 5 years.
At the beginning of August, that's what they did. They trained for 16 weeks before it, with a lot of 4 a.m. runs before work and weekend runs that were 6 miles or more. They even went to the Little Grand Canyon in Georgia to practice with elevation.
Training was tough, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary that we haven't done before. So I felt pretty good about the training. Thinking 7 hours was good, but then not realizing that 21 hours was going to be the race. So
the two of them then traveled to Africa and hiked for 4 days up the mountain to their base camp, which was also the starting point of the race.
I can barely breathe here, and we've got another 4,000 feet to go up.
It wasn't smooth sailing for the two as they got really sick 2 days before the race at that base camp.
So we got kind of worried. I knew we would finish. I just didn't know how much suffering it would take to finish.
Even with the obstacles in their way, going through the tough and changing terrain with their guide leading the way, they did finish, and Holly even became the oldest woman to do so.
It means a lot because I'm not an athlete. I mean, I work hard and, but I'm not an athlete. I'm not gifted at running or, I'm just persistent.
While it was a challenging race, both women agree the best part wasn't actually crossing the finish line, but rather reaching the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro.
The best part was I just sat on a rock and I just looked at the top of the clouds because they were below me, and I just soaked it all in for a good 5-10 minutes of just silence. It was awesome.
Well, the two women actually don't plan on